It's 8 o'clock. Rich has already conquered social media, scanned the headlines, read the reports, finished another Diet Coke, and he's just getting warmed up. Richmond's Morning News with Rich Herrera. This is News Radio WRVA.
Actually, I'm drinking Coke Zero today. I drink both. And I have a feeling, Super Dave, by the end of the day, the people from Dale Carnegie are going to call and ask for their diploma back on the course I took, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
They're going to ask for it back?
Yeah, because all I'm doing today is making people mad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's part of influencing people.
Okay. Oh, that. Okay. So
that's the opposite of influencing people.
That's the opposite of it.
You're influencing them to go the other way.
Hey, a couple of these questions have been really good. That here's one I got. Ann and Ashland. Morning, I listened to your interview with Alexandria Seymour about data centers and learned nothing new. What is the long-term impact on our surrounding environment and people's property values? And what is the noise factor? I've heard to be pretty bad. Also, how much more AI do we need that's causing the demand for the centers? I can't figure it out. And all great questions, and all questions that should be asked open-minded. So I've seen reports of the noise factor. Yeah, I don't want one in my backyard. And I think everybody's going NIMBY, not in my backyard. So I saw a report, it was on broadcast TV talking about the noise factor. It wasn't the data center, it was the generators outside the data center that they're running that caused all the noise. Okay. How do I get rid of all that? Well, 5 years from now, if we have these modular nuclear reactors, like the kind that you have on U.S. submarines or on aircraft carriers, and that powers the data center, boom, noise goes away. It's emerging technology. Let me throw this out, Super Dave. Let me find this. I just saw this right now. You know what today is, Super Dave? Micah Popka had this. Where is this? I read this earlier. Today is the day. Here it is. You sent this to me. We got, today's like National Banana Split Day, National Whiskey Sour Day, National Kiss and Make Up Day, National Park Service Founders Day. And then on this day in history, 1830. Okay. Let's go back to 1830. You ready, Super Dave?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Today we had the big race. Machine versus animal. A locomotive versus a horse. Because the new emerging technology of the machine, the locomotive, versus what we all knew, the horse. And everybody was saying, well, which is more powerful, the horse or the machine? And the horse won, which meant, well, this machine, this whole locomotive thing will never go on.
Yeah, but the only reason the horse won was because the machine broke down.
Is that true?
I'm pretty sure that's what happened, yeah.
But see, that's where I'm going with this emerging technology. If you would have said, and I'm trying to look this up, and I am using ChatGPT to look this up for us, by the way. Steam locomotive raced a horse. Horse won, but only because the locomotive suffered a mechanical failure. This time, the horsepower beat the steam power. That's pretty good, Super Dave.
It's almost like I'm AI. I'm a human AI.
You know what?
Which is an oxymoron.
How do we know you're not AI? Maybe you
really might be right. I may not know.
Yeah, maybe you're really AI. Well, no. People met you at our RVA community cookout,
or they think they met me.
That's true. If we would go back to what people were thinking about, well, the horse, this locomotive, the steam engine, that's just a passing fancy. Until you understand where we get to. That's why I remind you, it's the fourth industrial revolution. And they call them Luddites, the people that hated technology. And when the industrial revolution, they would try to sabotage it because they're afraid of what's coming up next. And I think that's where we are right now. I don't know where AI is going to go. I know where my wildest dreams will take it, that it could perform surgery better than surgeons because of the precise movement. But my worst nightmares is it becomes the Terminator. I don't know. But I do know it's here and it's not going anywhere, just like the locomotive would. And as far as the data centers go, yeah, hey, I'll be the first to tell you the data center industry is completely arrogant. And they put data centers where they don't belong. And they go in there and they've had no consideration for the local municipalities and then can't understand why we're getting mad at them. That's why we need leadership. All right. I could go down this rabbit hole all morning long, but I got to get to our morning news brief. So, Super David, let me get through this real quick. You don't need any sound. I'll just pop through these because I talk too long, right? Go ahead. Say it. Say it.
Shut up and talk.
Okay, here we go. Richmond's morning news brief. Number 1, Scott Bessent unleashed.
Number 1.
All right, Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, unleashed a bunch of people that don't like Donald Trump. Goes, I don't know what he did yesterday. Well, he put out the word. Part of what he knows how to do, and I'm not sure how you would disagree with Scott Bessent. Track record, destroyed the pound, destroyed the yen. He knows how to do this. He is a professional financial assassin. He has brought countries to their knees. He will now use that experience to do it to Iran. He did it privately. Now he's going to have the full weight of the U.S. government. Oh, man, this is not going to be good for Tehran. He said yesterday, all the other countries were leveling up. You know exactly what, there's no ambiguity. The White House is on the phone with you. Rubio's on the phone with you. State Department's on the phone with you. You either do business with us or you do business with them. But if you do business with them, you are going to get hit with sanctions like you've never seen before, and we will cut you off from the dollar. Remember, the dollar is reserve currency. You can only sell oil in dollar bills. No other currency you're allowed to trade oil in. Now, you look at how the markets reacted. Oil's down. If people were afraid that this was going to cause even more of a headache in the Middle East and oil prices would have gone up, they went down. Crypto went up because people are trying to figure out, all right, are they going to try to hide their money in crypto? We'll see what happens. But he put everybody on notice, and it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good if you're Iran, and that's why I'll just give you the proof positive. President of Iran on Friday, when he found out what Bessent's going to do, said, maybe we should chill out a little bit. Story number 2, the feds, and we're going to talk about this with Tom Garrett coming up here in a moment. The feds have a major ICE operation here in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, and they nabbed, I think it's 1,600 illegals. 400 of them had pending cases. One of them was a murder suspect in Chesterfield.
Number 2.
We're starting to hear someone of the city council in Richmond talk about, trust. We find out that Jay Jones is investigating, asking questions, not investigating, make sure I'm fair, sends a letter of inquiry over to the sheriff in Greene County about working with ICE. ICE is vilified. I get it. But let me ask you this. Do you want these people on the street or not? This person here is here illegally, committed a murder. The feds get him and get him off the street. Would you rather him stay on the street? I just want to ask those questions of the people that are so anti-ICE and want to abolish ICE. Then what would you have us do? Big question. We'll talk with Tom Garrett about that coming up next. Story number 3. Data centers. We just talked with an expert from the Hudson Institute. That's our third story of the morning.
Number 3.
I don't have all the answers, but I do know putting your head in the ground and pretending they're going to go away is not a solution. Hope is not a strategy. And just saying, how much more AI do we need? That would be like asking during that race, how many more locomotives do we need? Either we're going to get in front of it or someone else will. The choice is ours. All right, that's number 3. That's it for today, Dave. That's good enough. I was going to talk about tailgate food, but then we go down that rabbit hole. And he goes, Herrera, why do you talk about food all the time? I'm hungry. You get up early, man. We get hungry. But I am rather impressed that Super Dave knew that the steam locomotive broke down in 1830. And that's why the horse won.
I never cease to amaze.
Somebody said you'll be replaced by the machine you are training. Depends. Either you learn to use the machine or the machine will learn to use you. Why don't we give the data centers tax incentives to locate in the old abandoned industrial sites? That's a great one right there. The reason why is they don't need those tax incentives to build. They make so much money. I looked this up yesterday, Dave. Can I share this with people real quick? I looked this up about where did I do that? I talked about Amazon revenue breakdown. All right. Amazon's building a bunch of data centers here, right? In fact, Dave, they're having their town hall about the drones they're going to start using to drop off packages Thursday, 4:00 over at Richmond Raceway. I'm going to go to I want to hear what they have to say. And I'll report back
about the drones.
About the drones.
Because it's it hasn't started here yet, has it?
No, but they're having, public comments on it.
On drone delivery in Richmond, in the Richmond area.
I looked this up for Amazon. Ready? Amazon 2025 numbers.
1 minute.
They generated $716 billion in revenue. 37% of that was online stores. 3% was physical stores. Directly selling products was 40%. And AWS is 18%. Then everything else they had was like 41. I don't know, whatever that makes up to. Anyway. How about this? 18% of the revenue. That's the money they bring in, and then you take out the cost of doing business, all the rest of that. 18% of their revenue comes from web services, data centers. But in 2025, AWS produced $45.6 billion of Amazon's $80 billion in operating income. That's 57% of the company's operating profit, despite being only 18% of the revenue. Think about that. Everything that Amazon does, all the stuff you buy all day long, let me get that at Amazon. Oh, let me go find that at Amazon. We buy stuff from them all the time. Their stores directly selling products, everything else is like 80% of their business is selling stuff. But the 18% is their web services, is 57% of their profit. That tells you how much money data centers make and how much money they generate in tax income. That's the thing that nobody talks about. I'm just bringing up things so we can have intelligent discussions about something that is very important to this Commonwealth, because we made the commitment because of the cables that go under the Atlantic Ocean, connecting the two right here. Let's be the internet capital of the world. And a lot of people there's a lot of urban myths out there that I'm discovering. And we'll talk more about that coming up on the program. You want to send me a text message, 833-804-1140. Somebody's telling me, they don't pay anything in taxes. They pay a lot in taxes. You get a tax break about $2 billion in the Commonwealth, and they generate about $5.7 billion. Make sure I get this right. $2 billion in tax breaks, but they generate $5.7 billion in tax revenue. I don't know. Take away the tax breaks. Maybe they're not here. And now what are you going to do with that $3.7 billion that's used to run this state? 833-804-1140. I'm not a proponent of them, but I'm also making sure that we have intelligent discussions. All right. Dave's telling me shut up and talk. We'll talk with Tom Garrett coming up in just a bit. Oh, by the way, I just put it up on Facebook. I'm late today. I'm sorry. Facebook.com. For those traveling parents who are mad at me because I brought all that up. Sorry, but it's the truth. You can comment. I put it up on Facebook.com/newsradio WRVA. Facebook.com/newsradio WRVA. For you travel ball parents, is this about your kid's dream or your dream? Big question. Answer at News Radio WRVA on Facebook. All right, today's program brought to you by Men's Wellness Center.